This is just a quick extra video that I'm making in order to try to assist anyone that finds themselves in the position that I found myself in over the last few years. I've been running my own business, and as part of that I need a reasonable broadband connection. But unfortunately I live in the country. Now, I don't live a massive distance from anywhere. I'm about 2.5 kilometers from the nearest BT exchange. Because of that, the broadband I can get is fairly limited. For the last 4 or 5 years I've been getting fairly poor connection speeds, about 3 megabit download and about 1 megabit upload, which is just about sufficient to make use of. Any lower than that and it's completely useless. I've recently changed my BT account, and you can see here I've just run a speed test, and the speed I'm getting just over 3 megabit download and 0.22 megabit upload, and I'm at the quietest time of the day here with regards to broadband. So this drops to about 0.12 megabit per second upload for most of the day. Now, if like me you're a YouTube content creator and you need to upload a 1 gigabyte video file, then if you work it out, it takes about 9 or 10 hours to upload a single file, and quite often they fail halfway through because the session times out when the broadband stumbles. So quite often it can take 2 or 3 attempts at anything between 8 and 10 hours a time. So it can take me 30 hours to upload a 25-minute video. I have mentioned in some of my videos that the reason I edit them so heavily is because of this issue I have in trying to upload them. But this was starting to get silly. It was bad enough when I had 1 megabit upload, but at 0.22 or less it is completely unusable. I'd be looking at 3 or 4 days to upload a single video. Now, I did complain to BT about this, and they basically don't care. They wash their hands of the issue. They just always say, we'll leave it 7 to 10 days and see if it gets any better, which of course it never does. They say they can't send an engineer out. They have no explanation as to why my upload speed went from 1 to 0.1, and it's a drop in by a factor of 10. So why is it now 10 times slower? They can't answer it. I just get the runaround whenever I call them. They have a lot of people answering the phones to try to deflect any questions or complaints. Those people are getting worse. They're getting arrogant, rude, belligerent. The last lady I spoke to was probably the rudest person I've ever spoke to, and she just would not listen to my complaint. And when I tried to press the issue, she just hung up the phone, and that's not really the sort of service I can accept. So I started looking around for an alternative. There's absolutely no point in me trying to continue with BT. They are utterly hopeless. They're the worst company I've ever dealt with. So I looked around and I found some fairly good 4G offers that were around. So I thought I'd try one of those. I didn't hold out a lot of hope. I didn't have a lot of faith in a GSM based networking system, but I thought I'd give it a go. Now, I've been using a Vodafone mobile for the last 10 or 15 years, and I've always had extremely good coverage. So I thought I'd give them a go. I must stress here, I'm not affiliated with Vodafone. They're not paying me to say any of this. But it's the one I decided to go with simply because my Vodafone mobile gets extremely good coverage here. So I thought I'd try their broadband package and see if it was any better. So I'll just switch this machine over to the Vodafone network I've got set up and see if that's any better. Before I do that, I'll just run the speed test so you can see it actually running, and you'll see what the results are, so you know I'm not trying to mislead or deceive. It does take a little while to run, of course, because the network speed is so low. So it looks like the speed's picked up a little bit. It varies between about 2.2 and 3.8. It probably averages about 3.25. And as I say, same with upload, it varies anything from about 0.11 up to about 0.34. But either end of that range is unusable. You can't really do anything at all. Okay, so the results are 3.46 and 0.27. I'll now switch over to the Vodafone network and we'll run the speed test again. Okay, so I'm now on the Vodafone network. I'll rerun this speed test. I would also say I don't have the wireless or the GSM router in the best location at the moment. It's just sitting on my desk here, so once I've got that in the right location, then the network speed will be much better. But even so, as you can see, we've already increased the speed by a factor of about 6 or 7, so it's about 7 times faster than it was. And the same with upload here. I'll just get a calculator and work this one out. It's so this is about 36 times faster than BT, which is insane. It's the difference this makes when trying to upload a video. As I say, my videos were taking anything up to 6 or 7 hours for a fairly small video, and the last one I uploaded took less than 7 minutes, and it makes a huge difference. So the message here is anyone that's living out in the country and just cannot get decent broadband from BT, if you haven't tried it already, then look around for 4G connections. As I say, I've got this one here. It's been running now for several days. I wanted to give it a good workout before I made this video, but so far it's been working absolutely perfectly. The speed difference is absolutely incredible compared to what we had. It's also far more reliable, and I would also say that when I installed this, it was absolutely pouring with rain and I was a bit dubious it would work at all. It does slow down, but it never went below 15 megabits download and 6 megabits upload, which is for where we are absolutely fantastic. So if you want any more information about this or any questions, then please leave a comment. As I say, I'm not affiliated with Vodafone or any other supplier, but I just thought I'd make this video in case anyone out there is having the same problems that I was having with BT.